Chardonnay grapes come from the Carneros region south, and that is a very cool area, and it's suitable for Chardonnay. And in the case of Merlot, it's become a very popular grape, and we made our first Merlot in 1983. As a matter of fact. So we've felt that it was a coming varietal, and it's proved to be the case.
I see. And I know that next year you're going to be the chairman of the Napa Valley Wine Auction. What's involved with that?
Everybody is offering their condolences to me.
Oh, big job, huh?
It has been a big job. Whether or not it continues to put that much burden on one person in the future, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is the Napa Valley Wine Auction, which is the largest charity wine auction in the United States and possibly in the world. Last year they raised $3.2 million, for example.
Right, for healthcare.
For healthcare here in Napa. Has been tremendously successful. It's almost taken on a life of its own.
I can see. Well, you certainly have the energy for it.
Well, we'll see.
And what kind of activities are you going to be doing this year for the guests?
This year, the auction for the following year is basically in charge of what they refer to as bidder relations. So that my job is to become acquainted and get to know the large bidders from the past years and schmooze them and be sure that they're taken care of and feel comfortable.
I see. Well, I have a burning question for you. When you came back here in 1972, what was here? Who was here? What was going on in the Napa Valley?
In the Napa Valley or this ranch? But in the Napa Valley. Well, the Napa Valley was primarily agriculturally oriented. There were not as many vineyards then. There were there was cattle ranching and walnut trees, walnut orchards. There were only one or two restaurants, not very swish restaurants.
Yeah.
So that it was essentially a farming community. And,
I see.
And there were probably 40 wineries at that time. Today there are over 250.
Charles Krug was here.
Charles Krug was here.
Let's see what else.
Louis Martini was here. The Beringer winery was here.
Right. Mondavi must have been
Mondavi
here.
had started in '69. They were here. They had just been going 6 years.
Wow.
At that time.
Wow. So you're really a pioneer.
Well, of a sort. But I did vineyard work for 7 years, and we didn't start our winery until 1979.
Yeah. So was it tough to give up Chicago and the big city for country life?
No, it wasn't tough at all. It took me several years before I felt like I belonged. It was difficult to leave friends, of course, and family, but I got absorbed in this, and it was exciting and traumatic at the same time.
Yes, well, I can't wait to try these wines. You know, they're justifiably world famous for several reasons. You only have a limited production of about 28,000 cases a year.
Right.
And what is the most popular?
Well, over the years, our Merlot has been very, very popular. This Chardonnay, which is a recent Chardonnay, first produced 2 years ago, known as Red Shoulder Ranch Chardonnay, we've gotten a very nice response from that. It's a reserve caliber Chardonnay.
I can smell how delicious it is. I smell vanilla notes. I smell very subtle oak, not too. This is a delicious wine.
It's got very concentrated fruit, which permits us to give it a lot of oak. But we don't put it through the secondary fermentation, so there's natural acidity in the wine, which makes it very fresh and crisp.
It's really, it's one of the more delicious Chardonnays I've ever had. How do you decide on which wine stores get your coveted bottles?
Well, that goes on over a period of time.
Yeah.
We seek to have our wines in the better known wine shops and of course the better known restaurants.
Yeah. So you have a marketing person who orchestrates all that?
We do.
Okay, and this is your Merlot.
This is our Merlot, which is our current vintage, which is 1995, and released about 6 months ago.
Oh, it's wonderful. This is a great Merlot.
It's very bright, elegant, supple. The the wine, we do not make the wine for long aging. We make the wine for immediate consumption, albeit it'll still last 6, 7, 8 years nicely.
Yeah, well, I agree with you there. I mean, life is short. Why wait for wine? Why wait for wine to age?
Drink it, that's right.
John, it was such a pleasure meeting you.
My pleasure.
Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
These are wonderful.